Liverpool interested in Hungarian Virgil van Dijk. With a little over 2 weeks until the transfer deadline, Liverpool still have some decisions to make for this summer. Recent injuries have forced the Reds to reconsider their plans, especially in the defensive division, where both Joel Matip and Ibrahima Konate have been out of the field in the short term, leaving only two first-choice centre-backs in Jürgen Klopp's ranks. After the fiasco in the 2020-2021 season, Liverpool will be reluctant to repeat another fiasco where Klopp had to stick around for temporary options at the centre-back. As such, Liverpool retain Nat Phillips, who took the lead against Crystal Palace after Gomez had a slight kick, and Sepp van den Berg, who was on the bench in the same match. Ideally, both Phillips and van den Berg would have long walked away from Anfield in search of new opportunities when their careers were at a stage where they needed regular playing time, not just to progress and develop. And the Reds can only keep them at the club this long to hurt their careers. Sooner or later, when both Virgil van Dijk and Matip are in their 30s, there will come a time when Liverpool will have to invest in another centre-back anyway, and perhaps this summer's mini-injury crisis could force Julian Ward's hands into early action. One of the ideal candidates at the age of 24 is Attila Szalai, the type of player on the market that suits Liverpool's top line and has both the speed and physique to chase down opponents. On top of that, he also owns the ball and was nicknamed the Hungarian Virgil van Dijk after he impressed his country at Euro 2020 with his games against Germany, France, Portugal and the Nations League this summer against Italy. 2 victories over Germany and England, where he kept Harry Kane quiet on both legs. This season, Salah kicked off his campaign with Fenerbahce, winning 81.8% of defensive duels and 60% of aerial duels in his 618-minute fight so far, averaging 11.5 recoveries and 4.22 tackles per 90 minutes. These are solid numbers for a player with the right tools for Liverpool's game, and especially for a player who sold for around £12.7 million cheap. Liverpool have always done their job, unless something interesting encouraged them to re-enter the market. Given his injury situation, Salah's availability, and the fact that he'll allow van den Berg and Phillips to take their next step, it seems quite plausible for Julian Ward to take an approach. Fabrizio Romano reveals fee required for best striker sought after by Liverpool. The tough winger has impressed the Spanish club's first team for several years despite being only 19 years old, and played a pivotal role in the team's inspiring Champions League race that reached the semi-finals and beat the championship last season. Last season, he made 31 appearances in all tournaments for Villarreal and contributed 11 goals, including 7 goals and 4 assists. Romano stated the price that clubs must pay to sign Pino. Many clubs have been following Jeremy Pino for months. Liverpool is among the Premier League teams that follow. Villarreal is expecting an offer of around £41.9 million for his young star. It will not be an easy transfer for Liverpool, said Romano. Liverpool and Arsenal were cited by journalists over the summer as the most desperate clubs to buy the Spaniard. Given the serious injury situation at their club already this season, this will be good news for Reds fans. Jota has missed the last few weeks after correcting his hamstring. Firmino was unable to attend Palace due to a fitness problem and Darwin Nunez was shown a red card and will miss the next 3 games. Additionally, Divock Origi, Takumi Minamino and Sadio Mane left Anfield this summer, which has created a serious lack of strength at the club, so signing Pino will help improve that. The 19-year-old's versatility will also catch Klopp's attention as he can cover all 3 areas of the offensive line. Chelsea star whom Klopp admires leaves the team. It's almost impossible to remember what has happened, rumours and eliminations amid all the hustle and bustle at Chelsea since Chelsea's new owner Todd Boehly took over Stamford Bridge. Raheem Sterling and Kalidou Koulibaly are added to the moves that seem clever, but the logic of the next step is a bit more difficult to understand. Christian Pulisic, who signed for a £58 million fee from Borussia Dortmund in January 2019, is looking to make a move. Chelsea are said to be sanctioned before he is loaned to Germany for the remainder of the season. It seems odd that despite being just 23, Chelsea would consider letting Pulisic leave, especially when they were bidding £45 million for Everton forward Anthony Gordon as discussed earlier this week. According to reports, Newcastle, Juventus and Atletico Madrid have launched an investigation for Pulisic. Manchester United are now reportedly racing for him as well, and Chelsea are open to letting the American star go on loan. Pulisic want more regular minutes ahead of the World Cup with Thomas Tuchel, who took him off the bench in the first 2 games of the season, and Chelsea added Sterling to their starting lineup for even more competition this summer. Recent reports add that Jürgen Klopp is a longtime fan of the American he worked with at Borussia Dortmund. Liverpool made an offer of £11 million in 2016 when Pulisic was just 18 years old, but it's still debatable whether it will be interesting. At the time, everything seemed to come together. Pulisic and Klopp already had a relationship, and FSG, which owns the USA, saw the idea of signing the top player in North America as beneficial to both them and the Reds brand. There are some reasonable arguments that Pulisic is a good option for Liverpool this summer as well. He can play on both flanks and add depth to an attack that was a little lacking without Takumi Minamino and Divock Origi. But if the start he wants to leave Chelsea is guaranteed, these will not come to Anfield. Judging by Chelsea's policy this summer, Pulisic joining Liverpool seems quite logical. But Liverpool want players who can guarantee goals, and Pulisic has yet to deliver at Stamford Bridge. It might have been better to join Liverpool initially, but still, with Chelsea scoring 19 goals in 76 games so far, it's not a number to be confident enough for the Reds that they can push those numbers right now. As a rule, Liverpool want the assurance of scalable numbers before making a move, and even if Pulisic hits the plate with a new team and new system, it wasn't worth casting a loan spell, as the Reds would develop a loan only then. In short, Liverpool should not be returning for a player they once admired enough to bid. Because it is a suspicious transfer that will not be taken for the beginning and will perform above the players in the squad. Chelsea's clear decision in the coming days may cause many developments. Negotiations in internal transfer are blocked. Liverpool boss Jürgen Klopp received an extra incentive to sign a midfielder before the end of the summer transfer window. Because reports claim that Naby Keita is unhappy at Anfield and may be leaving this month. Keita has yet to take part this season and was an unused substitute in Monday's disappointing 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace. The Guinean footballer has battled injuries during his time at Liverpool since leaving Leipzig in 2018. Klopp was called by former Reds favourites Jamie Carragher and Jamie Redknapp to sign a midfielder this summer. He has made 3 transfers but has yet to recruit in this area. Thiago Alcantara and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain are currently missing due to related hamstring injuries. But Keita still struggles to take Klopp's side. German football reporter Florian Plettenberg claimed that Keita was not happy with his situation and new contract negotiations broke down. He claims that the player may leave despite the absence of Thiago and Oxlade-Chamberlain at the moment. Naby Keita is not happy with her current situation at Liverpool. There were talks about a contract extension, but they have now stalled. It is possible that she will leave Thiago and Oxlade-Chamberlain independently. Discussions will take place, said Plettenberg. Keita has scored 11 goals in 117 games for Liverpool. Last season saw his best comeback in terms of appearance, scoring 40 points in all competitions. Klopp was repeatedly asked if he would add a midfielder in this window. In his last statement, he said, "For the transfer, it is necessary to make the right move and a profile that is expected to contribute in the future." Now, the injuries have increased and the situation has changed, leaving the door open that the transfer door has not been closed. If Keita leaves the team in the coming days, it will be impossible for Liverpool not to return to the market.